wash my hair.
How's your weekend been? I mean, you still have all of Sunday to go.
And I have holiday tomorrow. It's a long weekend. So
Hi. What is it?
I have no idea. I think it's President's Day. Nisha, I might change my sweater. I wore this wool sweater and I'm sitting in the sun and now I'm burning.
Very
Black
different outfit.
wool to white t-shirt. Oh my
Nice.
God, I didn't realize it's cold outside. Maybe I should just open a window or something. So what have you been up to this weekend?
My weekend is over. Ooh.
Oh,
I mean, I do have a couple hours. I have to still eat my dinner. So I'm hoping we don't ramble too much in this one.
yeah.
But no, I had a good weekend. I watched The Brutalist yesterday. I ate some good food. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice weekend. And today I was pretty much just like cleaning. But yeah, overall, good weekend. Oh,
So
airbrush.
it's so frizzy. Like I can see little like things here.
Your hair does look very different from who knows what your hair really looks like because I haven't seen you in so long. You've aged like what, 3, 4 years? No, 5 years since I saw you. How long has it been? 5 years.
5 years.
We've both aged 5 years since we last saw each other.
Yeah, I think I look very different from 5 years ago.
I do too, I think. I think like my face has changed. I can see it in pictures.
Oh,
Crazy.
for sure. All these fine lines under the eyes.
Anyway,
I
should
know I have passed my peak.
no, you haven't.
I know. Now it's all downhill from here. Okay, let's move on to the next part of our video.
What are we talking about today?
I just went through my makeup collection and I was like, okay, if I was given a choice to like completely declutter and I had to keep just a few, what would I keep? And
Okay.
that's what I have in front of me. And they're obviously all brown skin friendly because I'm on the duskier side. These are the things that I think suit me.
Mm.
Again, but disclaimer, I know people have different skin tones and undertones, and they might be lighter than me, darker than me, so not everything
Mm.
might suit, but the general term is brown skin friendly.
I don't think you've said what it is yet, so I'll just say that. You just lip product. So basically, what we thought we would do today was kind of like casually go through our favorite lip products, which is honestly not something I think about a lot because I feel like my approach to lip products, like you say, I don't have too many products, and whatever I have, you probably already know. Very like low key, low maintenance. I'm more of an eyes person anyway. I love wearing eyeliner and stuff. So lips are very sort of, I like it a bit sort of balmy, blurry, not like nude, but just easy. Something I can literally put on, wipe away half of it, and it's sort of just a little bit of color. But
Mhm.
also, the same products can sort of give me a more polished look if I want it. I agree with you about the undertone thing, and I think that's something we talked about a lot because we both have like very similar skin tones, but like we've discovered like quite different undertones. But I do think there's some products that work on both of us, and then some
Oh
that
yeah.
will bring out the differences a bit more. So, how would
Mhm.
you sort of define your skin tone?
I would say dusky with extremely warm undertones, almost yellow,
Mm.
to the point where if I do anything too berry toned, purplish, it just looks grayish on my skin. So I don't like that. And I
Um,
do have an example to show later on as well, with one of our favorites that I have. It does suit me, but I found a warmer version of that, which suits me better.
when I look at certain shades that I think look great on you, they come
Hmm.
across a little jarring on me. But there's a sweet spot that works,
Yeah.
I think, on both our skin tones. But yeah, I would say I'm also like dusky. To a lot of people, I would still be warm, but I think compared to Aditi, I am more neutral,
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle, like neutral to warm. But yeah, I think most products that at least I'm going to talk about should suit most Indian skin tones.
Again, yeah. Just want to put that caveat. Most Indian skin tones.
Why don't you go first with what's your on most days, what are you wearing or like which combination of things are you wearing?
Okay. So most days, and this is truly something that I wear so often that I'm on my second tube and I'm gonna have to order my third tube of it in the
Mm,
next couple of weeks before I leave for India because I'm running out. And that's the Rare Beauty lip oils. So these are the two that I use often.
mm,
This one, the pinkier shade is Delight, and the more nude shade is Honesty.
mhm.
And these are my second tubes, and there's barely anything in it. Like literally nothing is gonna come out anymore. This I still have a fair bit left. So I have been leaning more towards Delight. The way I use it is just swipe it across my lip. It is hydrating, but it like dries out and then leaves a very lovely pink stain, which is perfect for me and my skin tone. I don't think it's too bright. They do have a very bright pink, which I've tried, which I think is a bit too bright pink for me. But
Mm,
this one is quite subtle.
mm.
Um, but yeah, this is what I wear. It leaves a stain on your lips, and then throughout the day, all I need to do is reapply my lip balm, lip gloss, whatever. You don't really have to retouch this at all. It's quite long lasting.
I'm having a quick look at the shades online because, again,
Mm-hmm.
I also, like you introduced me to this product and I'm obsessed with it. I, because of how I use products, I take a long time to go through things. I can use it for a very long time. But I've been using my one that I bought so much, and I really want to go. I just really enjoy the formula. Like you said,
Yep.
and it's so comfortable. It's like, I think, the best lip oil I've ever
I
tried.
agree. I agree. It's one of the best lip staining lip oils. And for the price point, I mean, it is not that expensive. I'm surprised not many people are talking about it. Because for me on TikTok, the one thing people are talking about a lot are like those Sachu lip oil stains, which you put on your lips and then you peel off and it leaves a
Mm.
stain. Like it's
Ah.
everywhere to the point I'm like, that looks so drying and uncomfortable.
And such like so like gimmicky. I'm like, who has time for that?
I don't have time to sit and wait around and then peel that off my lips. Like, I want to throw this on and get out.
Yeah. I think the peel off thing, I feel like it was a thing like many years ago. It's like suddenly become popular among younger people now. But like when we were doing YouTube back in the day, I feel like there was a phase when these like peel off lip stains became a thing. And at that time, we had those other lip stains, right? That were like the Benetint vibes that are more watery.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I tried those at
I
that
did.
point.
I did, and I remember I had a few. If I think there was a Body Shop one I really, really liked. It was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the Benetton dupe at the time, and I really enjoyed it. But those are like watery, so they're quite drying. I remember they
Yeah.
do stick around, but they're very drying. This is like the much better like version of it because it's so like moisturizing.
So, what's your most used lip product?
I'm gonna say the same. My one is. It looks like a much scarier, darker shade, and it is. But yeah, basically, it's like this is the shade Affection. And yeah, this is essentially what I wear most days, especially now in these like wintry months with sort of like winter tones. I really like how this looks. Um, and as I said, I don't usually go full on with it. I literally just like place most of it in the center and then just lightly line the sides or like use a different product to line. But anyway, like we both do that thing where we like mishmash many products
Yeah.
at the time. But I do use this a lot, even on days when I have like nothing on, or like I'm literally at home and I'm taking a like Zoom meeting or whatever. I'll literally just use this a little bit, rub it around, and get like a nice like berry stain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I think my most used.
Nice. What are you wearing on your lips right now?
Right now is my second one that I would say is the most used, which is a lipstick. And this
Mm-hmm.
is I think I covered almost all my most used in our previous video where I went through what's in my bag. I don't have that many products that I wear, honestly. So whatever I need, I carry. And this is like the complete opposite of that because it's more of a pink nude shade. So that's what I like have on currently. Again, I very like lightly dab this, but I can wear it full on, and it's like a nice pink nude. I didn't even say what it is. It's Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk in medium. Important to know that it is medium because I think the basic Pillow Talk is not very flattering on darker skin tones, but medium is good. Medium is one of those shades that got quite popular, I think, among like brides and stuff in India.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think it's a really good shade for like a low-key nude that's not too like jarring. Sometimes I'll have like this on my lip and then I'll use this as a little liner kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, just around the edges, whatever. That's kind of how I play around with my lip products, but this is my most used along with this, I would say.
That looks really nice though. Is it more, is it like a cool tone or warm tone, pinky brown?
It's warm. It's definitely
Yeah.
warm. It's one of those, I don't know if you can
Oh,
tell.
wait. Yeah, it's quite warm. That's nice.
I think it's one of those that would suit many brown skin tones.
Should
Yeah.
I do my next one?
Hmm.
I think my next one is what I'm wearing currently, which is like this Valentino Spike lipstick in the shade 134R. So this I feel like is the warmer version of Mac Mare, which I also use quite a lot. But Mac Mare compared to this seems now very cool toned. So this is super warm tone, and it's
Nice.
again like a very nice pinky nude, not as much brown, definitely more pink.
Mm,
And that's what I have on my lips currently, and I use this all the time. And I
mm,
just love, uh, yeah, it just like adds color. It's pink, but warm, suits me. I don't have to think too much about it. And again, right now I'm wearing it quite like full on, but I can easily just dab, uh,
mm,
and it still looks nice. Just adds a little bit of color. But this lipstick formula is so good. It's like a buttery matte without it being too drying.
hmm.
So I quite like this.
That actually, that's so funny you mentioned Mare. I would be really interested to know how this one works for you because I see this as the exact same thing, like a warm Mare.
Ooh, see, I
I look,
have both together and you can see
yeah,
it.
yeah. Mare is very like almost because now I used to love Mare, but now to me it looks too cool on my skin. And I have like a brand new one and I like never wear it because
Oh,
it just doesn't, it looks almost pastel-y on me now. I don't know if my skin tone's darker or what's happened, but it or they changed the formula, I'm not sure. Because when I was like when we were making those videos back in the day, I remember I had bought it and I loved it and I wore it all the time. But to be fair, if you see those pictures, I would do like that smoky bronzy eye and I would have this like slightly paler lip and it worked.
yeah, it
Maybe I just
worked, yeah.
don't do
Because
that.
we were, yeah, because we, sorry to cut you off, but I was gonna say we did a lot of like heavy eye makeup to the point where we could get away with a very nude lip back in the day, where
Mm,
we had really dark, coal lined like eyeliner.
yeah.
Because I used to wear Velvet Teddy, and now I have a full size of Velvet Teddy, and I'm like, this is so light.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to figure out how to make that work, maybe with a really nice dark lip liner
Yeah.
and then a little bit on top. But
Mm.
yeah, I really like this, and it's so funny that we both picked warm tone Mac Mares.
Yeah. Speaking of MAC lipsticks, again, another one I had covered in the previous video because it's in my bag. And to be honest, it's the only MAC lipstick I actually still use consistently. And that I still think is a really good brown nude for brown skin tones is MAC Whirl. I have like, ah, I have a baby one. I have a bigger one as well. But I don't even know where it is because I just keep this in my bag all the time.
hmm
Do you have MAC Whirl as well? Is it your
Yeah,
brand?
that's my, this is my brownie nude. Like, I love it.
It's so good.
I have
Actually,
the mare in like the small and then the whirl in a big.
you can see the difference in my our lighting because like I'm obviously sitting in front of a big light.
Yeah.
So yours looks a bit more pink almost. Mine looks a bit more orange, but they are the same.
Yep. But
Uh,
it's definitely a more, when you talk about a pinky brown, this is leaning more towards the brown,
yeah.
whereas mare is very pink.
Yeah. This is for me like a very like true brown, but like not like a brown. It's a brown nude rather than a brown lipstick. I
Mm-hmm.
still think it's too brown for me to wear now, like as a full
On.
on its own. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
use this one as a good liner kind of shade.
Mm-hmm.
When I say liner, I mean I'm not literally like lining my lips with it, but like even today I have used it to like define the edges kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
like on top, and then I'll like go with something else in the center. But if I
Mm-hmm.
do like a full lip of this, it's not bad at all. It's a nice
Yeah.
look, but I just prefer something with a little bit more pink in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit more natural kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do think this is a really good brown nude. And I really
Definitely.
do rate the MAC lipstick formulas. I think they're still really, really good. One of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Still love how they smell. Like you can't beat that like nice MAC lipstick palette. So yeah, I still love them.
I love that too. So that was my next one, and the way I have been using it is with a really pink lip liner, and
Mm,
then with the brown nude under it. I think it looks really nice. So the one that I went for, the one that I reach for a lot, and it's a really good lip liner, is the Huda Beauty
mm,
Lip Contour 2.0 in deep rose, and this with this is like a really nice like pinky brown.
mm.
So I go quite heavy with the lip liner, kind of fill it in a little bit, and then just dab this one on, and that's a really nice combination as well.
That looks really good.
Yeah, so with that, then your nude, if you can see it's quite
Mm.
brown. These two together look really nice.
I
So
think
that
it's
was my
nice
next.
to play around with like tones and like just blend things in. It just looks nicer.
Yeah, that's really funny. We're doing like lip best lipsticks, but most likely we are mixing a bunch of these together and using it.
Yeah. I almost never do just one on its own. Or I like do one and then later when I'm touching up, which I do actually have to touch up because I don't know, maybe I just like I'm always drinking something or whatever. But very often I'll like start my day with one, and then when I'm touching up, I'll use another one. And then when I'm touching up again, I'll use like a third one.
Yeah. And I feel like all of these shades kind of work well with each other. So you don't have to be like, oh, I can't use this on top of this. You can layer these on and they still look nice. I just wanted to talk about two brown lip liners. I'm really into lip liners recently. I feel like I have quite fuller lips
Mm,
and I do have like pigmentation around my lips. So it's a great way to like cover the pigmentation, but also like really line my lips before going full on with the lipstick. And these are my like top two brown lip liners currently. The first one I've spoken about, it's one of the most long-lasting lip liners you'll ever wear. It's the Fenty Beauty pencil lip liner in the shade I Wouldn't. And this is such a good brown. This is something that's definitely going to suit all Indian skin tones. It's a
ooh.
true rich dark brown. And then the next one that I also really like is the MAC lip liner, and I think this is in the shade Cork. It is so good. It's a lighter version of this, so this is more for like night outs. I want to really like, nice dark lip. I
Mm,
want it to stay through the night while I'm having dinner, taking photos, and this just
mm,
stays. This is more of my everyday shade. Like if I'm going for brunch and I want a brown lip, this is what I wear. This is probably not as long lasting, but still just a really nice, beautiful brown. So if
mm-hmm.
you can see, it's slightly brown, a lighter and like warmer than
Mm,
that one.
very
But
nice.
yeah, so these are my like top two brown lip liners. I don't really think I need any more. Like I'm good with these two.
I can go and do my last one because speaking of formulations, this is a slightly different formulation that I love. It's not my most used anymore, only because I've run out of this product and I literally have and like practically empty tube right now, but I really like it. It's very like me kind of product in the sense like super low maintenance chill lip. And this is a Glossier, what is it called? Shit, I forget what it's called. Generation G, I think, is the original lipstick that they came out with. I know they have like a few products now that they sell like lip products, but this was like the first one they came up with, and I really like it still. It's basically a sheer matte lipstick. And it's like matte in the sense that it's not like drying or anything. It's quite creamy and somewhat balmy.
Hmm.
And it has very light coverage. And a lot of people don't like it because they're like, what the hell? Like this thing doesn't have any coverage. It's almost like a lip balm without too much shine.
Hmm.
Uh, but I have a shade, the shade I use, and this is very similar to the Rare Beauty one, and I find they give me a similar effect. So before I got this, I was using these. The one I use the most is called Jam, very like jammy berry shade. You literally like there's nothing in there, but if you can see the shade.
It looks so good though.
And
And
the
looks very hydrating, even though you say it's matte.
it's high, yeah, I don't find it drying at all. It's not drying, but it doesn't give you a sheen as such,
Mm.
like this does. Which I don't mind because it's not like a drying matte lip. It's very low maintenance. Like you can put this on without a mirror. The only thing is because it's sheer, you do tend to go through it. So this is the only lipstick that I've actually finished. And this is not even my first one. I think it's my second or third one that I've actually finished. Like I literally went through it. But that's because there was a phase when I was wearing nothing else, just this. It was like my favorite lip to wear, and I just went through it a lot. I actually bought another shade. This is Leo. I do think Jam is a lovely shade if you like that like berry tone. Leo I bought as a sort of brown nude. It's a nice shade.
Oh, that's nice.
But I'll show you. It's like sheer. You can see. Do you see that?
Yeah,
That's
it's
after
quite
like
sure.
so many swipes, and you get a little bit of color. But if I just
Hmm.
swipe,
Yeah.
it's sheer. So because it's that sheer, a color like this, I think just works better. A nude like this is almost not doing much. So I
Yeah.
wear it. I do like the tone of this, and I do think it suits my skin tone at least, but it's not doing much. It's like a nice consistency, so it feels nice, but on its own, it's not my favorite. But yeah, I do wear it sometimes. But I do really
Yeah.
like this formula. It's not for everyone, but if you like a sheer matte balmy vibe, these are really good.
I have two more lip products that I really want to talk about because I use it a lot. Uh, and I have spoken about these, so they're nothing new. And like the fact that I have spoken about this before just shows that I love it so much. And it's the Summer Fridays lip butter balms. And this is like my go-to shade when I want to go out. It
Mm.
is just so hydrating, glossy, makes your lips look really plump, and it's actually hydrating. Just it just doesn't like go off in like a couple of hours and you're left with like dry lips. It actually hydrates your lips, which is why I have the basic vanilla shade in my bag at all times. This is
Mm.
definitely like a night out shade. I wouldn't wear this in the daytime, and it's called brown sugar. Just
Mm.
sounds really good.
Ooh, that looks so good.
It is so good, and I think it looks great on all Indian skin tones, whether you're like a darker shade, lighter, cool toned, more yellow tone like me, it still looks so good. I almost want to wear it right now. I have one more that I want to mention, and again, I spoke about this last time because it was in my bag, and it's the YSL, the Love Shine Candy Glow Balm. So it is technically a lip balm, and this is in the shade 7B, which is my favorite. And again, I spoke about this last time. I showed it. You can see how glossy it is. I'll try putting it next to it so you can see. But it's really sheer.
Nice. I can
So
see
it's
it.
like a great one to just like put it, throw it in your bag, put it on. This is again one of those that you don't need a mirror for. You just like swipe it on. Very hydrating. Absolutely love this. Have this in a bunch of different shades, but I keep coming back to this one.
And then finally, for our last segment of this week, I think we're going with what are we doing? Question of the week. And it's your
We
question.
always do question of the week. Like I thought when we started it, it's going to be some game and stuff.
We'll work on that in the future, but for now, it's question of the week.
This might seem quite boring, but I genuinely just wanted to know your answer, so I'm gonna ask, which is what's been the highlight of February so far?
I thought about this, and initially I was like, what is my highlight? That's not like another product or whatever. I think my highlight of this month, because it's been so cold, like insanely cold. I've just been Sounds really boring. But I've just been reading a lot, and I think my highlight has been just going to bookshops. I have spent like last weekend, I spent a lot of time in a bookshop. The weekend before that, I went to like some charity shops, picked up some books, and I've been spending a lot more time reading, and it's been just nice. I've picked up some books that I'm like so excited to read. I even brought some with me that I picked up recently. So I picked up two from a charity shop. One was Carson McCullers' The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, which I've wanted to read for a long time. So when I saw that, and I liked the cover, and when I saw that it was in a charity shop, I picked it up. And then I also picked up Alice Munro's Runaway. Alice Munro is a very prolific short story writer. I've read her book before, like one of her works before, and I didn't appreciate it as much as I think I should have because I don't read short stories a lot. So I wanted to go back and read more of her work. So when I saw this, I picked it up. And then last week, I went to a big Waterstones. I love going to Waterstones. It's like one of like the most popular bookshop chains here. It's not like a cool independent bookshop, but there are some like really nice big ones. And they have a pretty decent loyalty program. So I like going there and you can really like explore. And I ended up picking two books. I picked up Orbital. This is the book that won the Booker Prize last year. I think it's about like a bunch of astronauts in space. And it's like a
Yeah.
short volume. So I'm excited
I
to read.
have that on my ever-inscribed audiobook list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I read like the first page as we do, right? When you go to a bookshop.
Yeah.
And then I picked up this. This is Isabella Hamad's Enter Ghost, another book that people seem to love. And I like the idea, I like the premise of it. I've actually started reading this and really enjoying it so far. Yeah, so I think that's been my, like, honestly, like my highlight of this gold month that it's been so far.
That's so interesting because this is the 1 month I haven't read a single page of
You've
any
been busy.
book. I
You've
have
been
been
busy.
so busy. Every spare minute has been unboxing or doing some sort of like a moving activity. But I do know my highlight of the week, which was a pretty big one,
Mhm.
which is to see Zayn Malik live.
Did you?
Yeah, went to see him in concert. I booked tickets like months ago and I was so excited about it. He was supposed
Oh,
to perform in October and then like what happened with like Liam Payne, so it got
oh,
postponed. And
oh,
I was
shit.
like, so it got postponed to Feb, which actually worked out great because we moved to the city and he was performing in the city, so we ended up just taking the train
That's
and
fun.
going. And it was just a cozy. It was in one of those really good historic locations with
Mm,
a really cool auditorium called Bill Graham Auditorium. Not like a massive, massive place
mm,
with thousands of people. I mean, it was still a big auditorium, but like I
mm.
have been to like Coldplay and Weekend, which is just insane.
Yeah.
But it was so nice. He sounds so good live. I mean, of course, he started live on X Factor, so
Mm.
I kind of knew that, but
Mm.
like 19-year-old me would have
Yeah.
died thinking about the fact that I got to see him live. Like I had such a big crush on him when I was 18, 19. So it was just so, so special. His new album is really good.
Oh, I haven't heard it. I know I honestly I was never into One Direction, but I did like when Zayn Malik came out with that album, his solo album. I remember like a few songs from that album that were really nice, and he has such a nice voice. But I
Yeah.
don't has the new album come out like fully?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has come on. That's why he's touring. So it's called Room Under the Stairs.
Hmm.
Again, like I have favorites every week, but this week, in the past couple of weeks, actually, I would say Dreaming is a really nice one. Shoot at Will is really nice. But pretty much the entire album, like there's not a single song that I don't like or I'm like, meh.
Mm,
It's all really, really beautiful songs, really beautiful lyrics. So
nice.
yeah, watching him live was definitely the highlight. I think it'll be my highlight for the next couple of months. And I always had a spot for him because he was like the introvert of the group and he was the shy one. He was not loud.
Mm.
And it was so funny because like usually people like bow down and it's like thank you and they stretch out their exit. He was just sitting having a hot cup of tea and he's like peace out and just walked off. That's it. That was the end of his concert and I'm like I kind of get that.
Yeah. That's a pretty good highlight.
Yeah.
But that I think that concludes us this week. And we'll be
Oh,
back very soon.
with another video.
Yeah, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say I would love to know if you have similar skin tones, if you're a brown girl like us, like what are your recommendations? Because
Yeah.
I'm such a like I would love to find new things which are I know I've heard a lot about the Makeup Forever lipstick in the Endless Cacao and things like
Mm.
that as well. Like I've heard, but what are your like niche lip shades or lipsticks which are not popular that you think would work for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we should end this.